Hi there, good people. My name is Kutlwano Mokwena. Welcome to Evergreen Hideout. First things first, before we start with our video, I'd like to introduce my new blog site, evergreenhideout.co.za. This blog site covers my gardening experiences, more especially with topics that I haven't shared on YouTube. With only a month, this site has managed to reach over 3,000 plus people. Maybe it can help you too. Join me over at evergreenhideout.co.za. Read, comment, share, and thank you. Back to the business of the video. This video is titled How to Grow Spinach Successfully, Pest Control, Mildew Prevention, and When It's Safe to Eat. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Hey garden lovers! Are you frustrated at seeing holes on your spinach leaves or discovering tiny creatures munching away on what should be a thriving healthy harvest? You're not alone. Spinach is one of the most popular leafy greens in your home gardens, but it's also a favorite snack for a variety of garden pests. From tiny sap-sucking aphids to leaf miners that carve wilding trails on your leaves, and even caterpillars and beetles that can decimate entire plants. These pests can turn your spinach patch into a battlefield if left unchecked. But don't worry, we're going to take a deep dive in most common pests that attack spinach, how to identify their signs, and the best organic practices to protect your leafy greens. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what's eating your spinach and how to stop it, keeping your garden healthy, vibrant, and full of nutritious leaves ready for harvest. So grab your gardening gloves, let's get started. The reason why your spinach leaves are having holes is a sign of pest activity. When spinach leaves have holes, it's most often that pests are feeding on them. Holes aren't actually caused by the plant itself, they're a symptom of something eating the leaves. When I see holes on my spinach leaves, I immediately know that pests are the main culprit. I've learned that healthy spinach doesn't create holes on its own. So when I notice the damage, it's a clear sign that something is munching on my plants. Over the years, I've found that most common culprits are chewing insects like caterpillars and worms. They leave irregular holes or ragged edges on my leaves, and it's usually easy to spot the tiny pest if I inspect closely. I've also discovered that beetles, especially flea beetles, can cause smaller, more uniform holes across the leaves. I've seen these tiny shotgun pattern holes appear almost overnight. And I know that if I don't act fast, the damage can spread quickly. When I notice my spinach leaves turning yellow, it always catches my attention because healthy spinach should be vibrant deep green. For me, yellowing is usually a sign that something in the plant's environment isn't right. I've learned that one of the most common reasons is nutrient deficiency, particularly lack of nitrogen. Nitrogen is essential for leafy growth, and when my plants don't get enough, their leaves start to lose their green color and turn pale or yellow. I've also seen yellowing occur when the soil is too wet or too dry. Overwatering can suffocate the roots, while underwatering can stress the plant. And in both cases, the leaves begin to turn yellow. In addition, I've noticed that poor drainage and compacted soil can make it harder for the spinach to absorb nutrients, which contributes to the problem. Whenever I see yellow leaves, I take action immediately. I make sure the soil is well drained and nutrient rich. Adjust my watering routine and remove damaged or diseased leaves. I've learned that catching yellowing early and correcting the problem helps my spinach stay healthy, vibrant, and full of fresh leaves ready to harvest. And well, of course, another factor I watch out for is pest or disease. Sometimes aphids, leaf miners, or fungal infections can cause the leaves to become yellow. When this happens, I usually check the underside of the leaves and the soil around the plants to see if there are any insects or sign of disease. Sometimes when I see yellow leaves on my spinach, I realize it can also be caused by aging or natural leaf turnover. I always keep a close eye on the weeds because they can quickly take over my spinach patch if not careful. I've noticed that weeds compete with my spinach for nutrients, water, and sunlight, which can slow down the growth and stress the plants. To manage them, I make it a habit to pull weeds by hand regularly and use mulch around my spinach to suppress new growth. I found that staying consistent with weeding keeps my spinach and garden clean, helps my spinach thrive, and makes harvesting much easier. I've also learned that timing is key when it comes to weed control. If I wait too long, weeds develop deep roots and are harder to remove. I try to weed early in the morning or late in the afternoon, when the soil is softer, making it easier to remove the entire root. This simple routine saves me a lot of frustration and prevents weeds from taking over my garden beds. I spread organic mulch like straw, dried leaves around my spinach plant to block sunlight from reaching my weed seeds. I've noticed that not only this reduces weed growth, but also helping retaining moisture and regulate temperature, which keeps my spinach healthy and happy. Over time, I've realized the combination of regular hand weeding, timely removal, and mulching is the best way to keep my weeds from interfering with my spinach harvest. I've also noticed if I let weeds grow close to my spinach, they can create too much shade and poor air circulation, which leads to moisture buildup around the leaves. This extra humidity can encourage fungal problems like downy mildew, especially in cool or rainy weather. Because of this, I try to keep the area around my spinach open and airy. I make sure there's enough space between plants and remove tall or aggressive weeds right away. I not only stop weeds from stealing resources, but also protect my spinach from disease before it even starts. When I'm growing spinach, one of the most destructive pests I deal with is cutworms. These pests don't usually eat holes in the middle of the leaves, instead they attack the stem at the base and cut the entire plant down, especially at night. I've woken up some mornings and found whole spinach seedling lying on the soil completely severed. That's when I know cutworms are present. To stop them, I place collars or small barriers around the base of each seedling using toilet paper rolls or plastic cups with bottoms removed. One thing I've learned about cutworms is that they are sneaky because they hide in the soil during the day and feed at night, so I don't always see them right away. When I suspect cutworms are present, I gently dig around the base of the spinach plant in the evening or early in the morning to find them curled up and hiding just below the surface. If I catch them early, I can remove them before they cause more damage. I also like to sprinkle crushed eggshells around the stems, because their sharp edges make it difficult for cutworms to crawl over. There's actually a strange sense of satisfaction when I finally find the cutworm after it's been destroying my spinach. I might be frustrated at first seeing my healthy seedling cut down overnight, but the moment I dig into the soil and uncover that fat curled up cutworm, it feels like solving a mystery. I almost feel victorious because now I know exactly what I'm dealing with and I can help stop it from harming more of my plants. In that moment, I go from feeling helpless to being in control of my garden. And honestly, there's nothing more fulfilling than protecting my spinach with my own hands. When I see yellow patches or pale spots on top of my spinach leaves, I immediately suspect downy mildew. To confirm it, I flip the leaf over, and if I notice grayish or purple fuzzy coating underneath, I know for sure it's mildew. I've learned that downy mildew loves cool, damp and humid conditions, especially when my plants don't have enough air circulation. It spreads quickly, and if I ignore it, the leaves start to wilt, curl and eventually die. To fight it, I remove the infected leaves right away. Improve airflow and spacing in my plants to avoid overwatering on the leaves from above. I also try to water in the morning so foliage dries during the day. Over time, I've realized that prevention is easier than treatment, because once mildew appears, it can be tough to control without acting fast. Dealing with mildew has taught me that garden problems often start small and silent. The key lesson I've learned is that prevention is better than defense. Thanks for watching the video up to this far. Please like and subscribe on the boys YouTube channel. Your subscriptions are much appreciated, and also join the membership. See you on a new video.